Well, welcome to our Redpine Market Update webinar. I'm Ron Wilstein, and I'm a broker at Keller Williams Real Estate in Park City, Utah. During the next several minutes, we're going to look at what's been happening in Redpine in terms of recent real estate sales. And I hope to anticipate most of your questions, but feel free to contact me with any topics or questions you have that I do not address. From Park City, I can be reached at 435-487-0151 or toll free at 1-800-535-0151. Now, before we look at what's been selling in Redpine, let me share with you briefly about what's been happening overall in the Park City real estate market over the past year. Today, by the way, is December 4th, 2012, and I mention this simply as a reference point in time for the information that I'm going to share with you. If you're watching this webinar sometime in 2013, the data presented here will change slightly. Feel free to contact me for the most up-to-the-minute information on the Park City real estate market. Now let's take a look back over the past year and see what's been happening in the Park City real estate market. The information that I'm going to share with you covers closed sales over the past 12 months, specifically from December 2011 through November 2012. And then we're going to compare the sales activity for the same time period the year before. As you can see by the slide in front of you, there's been a total of 1,199 sales in Park City. And this number consists of homes, condominiums, and vacant land. This is up by 9% from the previous year when we saw 1,104 sales for the entire year. There were 524 homes sold during the past 12 months compared to 462 sales during the same time period the year before. So that's up 62 sales or 13%. Condominium sales were also up by 11% or 11% or 53 sales, with 528 sales during the past 12 months compared to 475 sales for that same time frame the year before. Vacant land sales declined this past year. There were 147 sales this year compared to 167 the year before. So this is a 12% decrease in the number of sales last year. Now let's talk about prices. Prices are definitely on the rise, although there's somewhat of a mixed message when you look at the overall Park City market figures. So let me break these down by homes, condominiums, and vacant land, and evaluate prices both within the Park City limits as well as the Snyderville Basin. Home prices were up by 4% within the Park City limits. The median home price rose during the past year to $1,018,750. That's from $975,000 the previous year. Unfortunately, property values dropped overall in the Snyderville Basin from $643,750 to $599,000 during the past 12 months. So that's a 7% decline. So while the number of home sales in the Snyderville Basin rose by 13%, prices overall fell by 7%. The opposite was true when it comes to condominiums. Condo prices fell within the Park City limits but rose in the Snyderville Basin. The median price for condominiums within the Park City limits fell by a modest 1%, or from $505,000 to $500,000 even during this past year. Condominium prices, however, jumped by 2% in the Snyderville Basin overall, rising from $263,450 the year before to $269,450 this past 12-month period. Land values rose both within the Park City limits as well as the Snyderville Basin. The median price for vacant land in the Park City limits this past year was $500,000 compared to $452,500 the year before. That's a 10% increase and very positive. Prices for lots in the Snyderville Basin rose by 47% over the previous year. They climbed from $160,000 up to $235,000, an excellent increase and very, very positive news for prices in the Park City market. Now let's take a look at the Park City real estate market and look back 8 years so that we can see kind of the long-term pattern. Pardon me. The height of our market in Park City was in 2005. This is when we saw the greatest number of sales in Park City's history. Then, starting in 2006, the air went out of the market and the number of sales dropped significantly for 4 years in a row. So we went from having 2,989 sales at the height of the market in 2005 down to 693 sales by 2009, which was the bottom of the market. Then the market started to recover, and the number of sales rose by 38% in 2010. That is from 693 sales all the way up to 955 sales. Then in 2011, it climbed to 1,112 sales by year end. And now, as we are at the end of November, or we've just entered into the beginning of December, we have surpassed the number of sales that we had last year with 1,122 closed sales through the end of November. The additional 102 sales that I put by way of this yellow extension on the top of the green bar chart is a projection of how many closed sales are likely to occur by the end of the year. And I calculated this based upon the number of closed sales during the first 11 months and projected that onto a chart, and if all things stay equal, then we should close with approximately 1,224 sales by the end of the year. So we see a nice pattern now that we got past those 4 down years that we've seen increasing consistently over the past 3 years. So very positive, and it's frankly stimulating our marketplace. Now, let's turn our attention to Redpine. That's why we're here. And let's look at a year-to-year comparison of closed sales at Redpine. There were 18 sales in Redpine during the past 11 months. This is significant compared to only 3 the year before. So that's up by 15 sales, or in this case, 500%. This is, of course, very, very good news for Redpine property owners. Redpine condos have been selling at a pace of 1 sale every 19 days. And that is incredible. I do these analysis all the time, different condo properties, and this is by far one of the best Redpine sales pace right now. There are currently 8 Redpine units on the market, which means, statistically speaking, that we have a 5-month inventory of condos for sale at Redpine. We call this the absorption rate because it projects how long it would take for the current inventory of units for sale at Redpine to be purchased or absorbed into the current market, based upon the rate of sales over the past 11 months. So that's where this figure comes from. Selling prices have ranged from $119,900 to $340,000, depending, of course, on the size of the unit, its location, whether it's been remodeled or enhanced. The median sold price at Redpine is $222,500. If you would like me to send you a current printout of the specific properties that sold that make up the data that I'm presenting here, just send me a quick email at ron@thewilsteinteam.com requesting it, and I'd be happy to forward this information along to you. Now, no discussion on the state of the real estate market would be complete without addressing a common question that I'm asked frequently after reviewing the market conditions, and that is now the right time to sell your property? Now, this, of course, is a difficult question for me to answer in a webinar because every person's situation is different and the reasons for selling their property vary. If the property is your primary residence and you love Park City and you do not have any plans to relocate out of the area, then this is not the right time to sell your property. On the other hand, it is possible that you love Park City, you want to stay here, but you are at a point in time in your life where you want to upsize as your family grows or downsize as family members start to move out. Well, if that is your situation, then it probably is the right time to look for a more appropriate home for your family, possibly sell the one that you currently own. If your Park City property is an investment condo or a second home, and you're no longer using it as much as you once did, or you're not getting the rental income that you previously received from your investment, well, perhaps this is the right time for you to sell, possibly invest elsewhere. The point is, you need to ask yourself what you would do if you were to sell your property. How would selling it change your life? Does it help you accomplish your short-term goals, your long-term goals? Asking yourself these sorts of questions will generally lead you in the right direction for your particular situation. Now, if you decide that now is the right time to sell your property, the next question that you want to ask yourself is my property ready to be put onto the market? Do I need to do anything to it to prepare it so that it will sell more easily or for more money? To assist property owners with an outsider's opinion, if you will, as to the condition of their property, I offer a free property condition assessment. And this assessment includes a list of suggested repairs and or enhancements that you can do to your property to help it sell faster and for more money. Now, many people find this assessment to be helpful as they prepare their property for selling, either now or sometime in the future. Now, it used to be true that certain times of the year were best for selling certain types of properties, either a primary residence or a second home or a rental property, but this is really no longer true. 94% of all buyers go to the internet first to find properties for sale. And they will often start looking for properties months in advance of their plans to buy. So the sooner you put your property on the market, the sooner you will be on the internet for buyers to see it, thereby increasing your probability of selling your property. So since they'll look there well in advance, it's a good idea to put it on there if that's what your plans are. Now, if you're interested in a free property condition assessment to assist you in getting your property ready to sell, call or email me, and I would be happy to take a look at your property and offer you some helpful suggestions. And if you would like to discuss your particular situation with me, I would be glad to do so. Many people call me to discuss various scenarios that they're considering, and I'm always happy to assist them or you if I can. Well, I hope that you found today's webinar to be helpful and informative. My goal has been to provide you with up-to-date information about the Park City real estate market so that you can get the most out of your real estate investment. And I hope that I've been effective at doing so for you today. If you have any questions about the market area that I haven't covered in today's webinar, or you simply want to find out what your property is worth in today's market, just give me a call or send me an email. I'm available to answer your questions and to assist you in any way that I can. I can be reached at 435-487-0151 or my toll-free number there, 800-535-0151, or of course by email, and the address is there on the screen. So contact me if you're interested in the property condition assessment, if you're interested in a valuation of your own property, and I'll be happy to help you out on that. One final announcement, and then I'll let you go. On the second Tuesday evening of every month, I present a webinar known as Park City Market Talk, and together with Jeremy Wilstein, who is my son and buyer's consultant specialist, we bring to you the latest news about the Park City real estate market. It's a 30-minute live presentation in which we discuss the current conditions of the Park City market, and then we zero in on a couple of topics that seem to be on most people's minds based upon the questions we receive. Since this is a live presentation, you can ask your questions online at the end of each presentation. We'll do our best to answer them. So feel free to check those out. We always archive our past webinars at ronwilstein.com/webinars. So you can see what we've talked about in the past, watch any that are of interest to you. They're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, so check them out. That's it. Thank you very much for watching this Redpine market update, and have a very nice day. Thank you.